Hello everyone, in this video we are going to deploy 5G core and gNB in a disaggregated mode where the 5G core is running on one server and gNB is running on another server, and for that we are going to use OAI network stack for end-to-end deployment, and this will be going to happen on a simulated environment with NRUE. You can also test this setup with real radios, but for this video we are going to use in a simulated environments. So let's start with the deployment. So first of all, for server 1 we are going to deploy 5G core. So let's start with the deployment part. So make sure you have these resources, at least cover the minimum specifications for your hardware. So first let's deploy the Docker. Meanwhile, we will also be deploying gNB because it will take some time. So let's parallelly deploy both stack on different servers. This is prerequisite. So now let's deploy for the 5G core. Let's add GPG key for Docker. Then this one. Now to install Docker packages, we have to run this command. Now the Docker is installed. Let's do this first. Otherwise we have to use sudo for Docker access. Login again. Then enable IP forwarding. Okay, now we have two deployment option for us. Currently in this video we are going to use this one, but you can also go for the option B part, but in later stages you have to do some configuration changes on the 5G core side. So for now we are going to use option A for the deployment. Now 5G core is deployed. Let's check if the containers are healthy. So all containers are up and healthy. Here you can confirm this. Now our 5G core has been deployed. Let's move to the RAN part. Our prerequisite is almost done. Yes. So basically we don't need this repository, so we can remove it. So if you are using with real radios, you have to install the UST, but now we are currently using the RF simulator of OAI, so we will skip this part. Then we need to install the OAI dependencies. So our RAN repository has been installed. Now let's install OAI dependencies. Now OAI dependencies has been installed. Let's build the OAI gNB and NRUE. And for that we have to run this command. We are going to remove this USRP with simulated environment, which is SIMU. So it will take some time. Meanwhile, what we can do, we can change the configuration file in the gNB. So in server 2, what is its current IP, which is this one, CMake file. So now according to this, we need to change the configuration file which is present in here. This is for the simulated environment configuration file, but if you are using some other config file, you have to adjust your configuration according to it. So in this configuration file, okay, we just forget what is the IP of, well, VM2. Let's confirm it again. Yes, this one. So in here, let's change the gNB IP to this one, your VM IP, physical IP. Leave the AMAP container IP as it is, because we are going to add routes so that your VM2 can connect with the VM1, which is running RAN and core respectively. Now our configuration is also done. We can close this terminal. Now we are going to add routes. So first of all, we have to add route where from your VM2 we can access the IPs or container IPs from VM2 to VM1. So we have to add route. So if you don't know, your container subnet is this one, which is static in OAI case. So we will be using this command, and this is basically your core VM IP, this one. So So let's see what is the core VM IP. Is this one. And last part, it's your device name. In my case, the device name is ENS3. So first of all, we are going to ping the container IP through this VM, VM2 to VM1. So your AMF IP is this, which is static in OAI. So as you can see, this is expected and you are not able to ping the AMF IP from your VM2. So we have to first debug it. Let's first confirm that if we are able to ping the OAI CN 5G interface of VM1 from VM2 or not. So what is its IP? This one. So as you can see, we are able to ping the bridge IP from the VM2, but we are not able to ping the IP of AMF from VM2. This is because of network isolation that has been made with the OAI Docker environment. So let's check and debug it. So first of all, we will check what are the firewalls and rules has been set up for your Docker environment. So for that, we are going to use nftables. So in this command, you can see in nftable there are two certain rules that are basically dropping your packet. The first one is this one, your table IP raw, where there are certain pre-routing chains. So here you can see basically what this command does. If your destination IP is this, your pod IP, you can see this one is AMF IP and this one is your UPF IP. So if your destination IP is this and it is not coming from your bridge network, which is OAI CN 5G, then it will ultimately drop your packets. That's why we are not able to ping your network from your VM2. And you can also confirm this with this one, where it shows like we are accessing and sending the ICMP packets to your AMF, but it drops the packet because the packets are going from your VM2 to VM1. But in the VM1, your packet is shown is coming from an outer network or your physical IP address of 5G core, not from your OAI bridge, OAI CN 5G bridge. So it ultimately drops your packets. Here you can see it drops 13 packets, and here you can also see we have transmitted 30 packets. So this confirms that. So first of all, we have to delete this routing, and for that we are going to use this command, this one. You can go for another, like this is optional. I am going to delete all the routings, but you can go with this one because only AMF and UPF containers are need to be connected with the gNB, and other networks, other containers are not needed to communicate with another VM. But this is just fine, we can do that. So I'm going with the option A. You can go with the option B as well. So now let's confirm it again. So here you can see we have successfully deleted all the pre-routing from the table IP raw. The next thing is that you can see if you can still not able to connect with your VM1 from VM2. Why that so? Because let's just first confirm it. Okay, we are going to ping your AMF IP again, and here you can see it is not able to ping your AMF IP from the VM2 even though we have removed your routing from your table IP raw from nftables. This is because, let's confirm this again, of this rule here, this one. It says if, see here you can see it drops 16 packets and we have transmitted 16 packets. So what happens exactly? It says if traffic is coming to your OAI and 5G interface anywhere except your internal Docker subnet, which comprises your container, which comprises your containers and internal network, then drop it immediately. This means if the packet is coming from your host IP address to your Docker network, which is OAI and 5G, it will drop the packets immediately. So first of all we have to remove this command, but now like this is something that we cannot remove. Docker is again going to reconstruct this rule, so we have to bypass this by adding a command, which is this one. And here we are going to use the interface name of the local system. First let's confirm what is the interface name. So its name is ENS3 in this case as well. Okay, let's copy the command again. Here now we have added the command. Now if we see the nftables, so basically we are allowing your network here, if it comes from this network, if your traffic comes from this network interface, which is interface name of your local system of 5G core, and coming to this network, then it allows it, accept it. So now if we try to ping your AMF network from this VM2, we are able to ping it. Here you can see we are able to ping your AMF IP from your gNB server. Now all setup is done. Let's just wait for the deployment of 5G, for RAN to be completed. Then we are going to simulate the whole network in a simulated environment and test with NRUE and gNB of OAI. So our gNB has been successfully built. Let's move to the testing part. So first of all we need to run your gNB. And let's check the Docker logs as well. Now run the gNB. So here you can see the logs of gNB, and in a moment you will see your gNB is connected with your AMF. Here you can see one gNB is connected. Let me just zoom it. So one gNB is your connector. Now let's connect the UE as well. So now our UE is also connected. You can check the logs of AMF. So basically this is all for the UE connection, and here you can see UE information. One UE is connected with this MC and PLMN ID 00101, and it is successfully connected with the gNB as well, and with the LCID 4 you can confirm that it has also the internet connection. So let's stop this first. So our deployment has been done. In the next video we are going to test with another topology and with another setup with the OAI. Okay, bye, have a great day.